Good evening and welcome to Eileen's Creative Edge. And tonight I'm going to feature the last video on the 12 weeks of Halloween. And I thought I'd do a peekaboo card here with some paint, sprinkles, and things like that. And some of the different cardstocks and things that we have yet. So, hi Wendy, glad you're joining us. I'm hoping this is something that you haven't seen for a while, but it might be a repeat, but we know how that goes. Y'all like repeats once in a while because it refreshes it in your mind. So with that, I'm going to get started. As you can see, I have the peekaboo card here. I'm going to be featuring the cat punch, and I still had to fall back on last year's, or I don't even, maybe it was 2 years ago, Spooky Fun. It just fits my theme tonight. So with that, I'm going to get started. We're going to use black glossy cardstock or foil cardstock. And we're going to use the shimmery white cardstock tonight. We're going to use our sparkly ribbon again. We're going to use Brushos, which Stampin' Up! Has come out with paint sprinkles, which I haven't gotten yet, but I understand they're very similar. So I'm going to be using these tonight. And we're going to use our Memento ink and some water. And let me think, is there anything else? Oh yes, the punches. The cat punch and the 1 3/4 inch circle punch. So with that, I'm going to set these things to the side because what I want to start with, I don't want to get it all full, is our shimmery white paper. And what I'm going to do with that shimmery white paper is I'm going to color it with our Brushos. Because I don't know if you noticed on this, it's kind of a eerie background, and that's due to these items. And I've had them at my classes on and off last year, and people are kind of afraid to use them, but I'm using shimmery paper because it does like a waterproof type of paper, more like watercolor paper or shimmery, because it holds the moisture a little better. I may use a heat gun to speed up the process of drying it, but we'll see. So first off, I'm going to start with our gamboge, I believe it's called. And you put a tack, you put a hole in here because it's such fine powder stuff. And we're just going to, it looks like salt and pepper, kind of like if you were doing up your food for the meal. You're just going to sprinkle it on. Now there's many ways to use these sprinkles or these colors, even the ones that we carry now. You can use them like this. You can wet your paper first. You can put them in a paint dish. You can add water to them and use them like watercolors. So I just love them. I just haven't used them enough, so that's why I thought it was time to get them out and try them. And every time you do it, depending on the number of sprinkles you get, you may get a totally different look. So like this particular one might look really spooky. This one might look more sunshiny. I really don't know because I wasn't getting a lot of this color out earlier, and now it's coming out pretty good. So we'll see what happens. And maybe that's what I needed to do, just get it. So, and it's pretty faint, and I'm going to put the reason I put a tack in there is to just keep the moisture kind of at level, to not get in there so much. Just going to add a little blue here. This one does come out in bigger crystals, I've noticed. So I don't need a lot of that, otherwise it takes away too much of the orange, or gamboge, or however you say it. And the green I didn't get from Stampin' Up. I got it online from another outlet because I didn't have a good green that I liked. And I wanted some green. So, and it doesn't really matter if it goes out to the edges so much because we're going to be putting it beside our card in another part. So with that, I'm going to take my water bottle and I'm going to spritz it now. And as I spritz it, you'll see it change. The card is going to kind of come up in the air, and the colors are going to start to run depending on how much water I put on here. And I want it actually to run a little bit. So I put a lot of paper underneath it because I want to get some of that eeriness for those kitties to look good again. Looks like I got a lot of green in here anyway. So, all right. And just kind of, and as it dries, it does flatten too. But I'm going to take a little bit off of here. Okay, let's see here. And just get rid of some of it here. Soak it up. Because I am going to dry a little bit of this so we get it through here a little better. All right, get rid of that part. Got my heat gun here. And I'm going to start heating it up. Not sure if you can see it. Really pretty, actually. It looks like a big flower too. And then I'll decide later when I'm putting the card together how I want to arrange it, which way I want to turn it and stuff. For now, we'll just see how it flattens now when it dries. That'll do for now because we're going to work with the rest of the project, so then I can let this. So I'm going to fold this up out of the way so we have more of a clean area to work with. All right. Okay. So like I said, this is what we're making. So I need to take my shimmery white and my round, my 1 3/4 inch. This one I found was hard to open. There we go. I don't know what got into it, but anyway, I'm going to open this up a little bit and work with just the front. This is an 8.5 by 5.5 folded at, scored and folded at 4 1/4. So I'm just going to go in on the side here and punch out a circle. Put that off to the side. I'm going to turn it upside down. I'm going to punch out another one. Let's see here. I'm just kind of eyeballing it. You know, we like to do that in this business. Eyeball this, eyeball that, right? I'm one more in the middle here. No, hopefully I didn't get them too. Yeah, that looks pretty good. So, now what I've gone and done is I've mounted stamps on some, I'll just leave it open like that, I think, on some stamp blocks already so that I can be ready to go. And I thought I would put the switch and the spider web up in the corner. And I'm only going to do part of the spider web. So I'm hoping I have this in enough area that it'll fit again. Being I cut it out, just kind of eyeballing it, but yeah. Just go down here. We'll see how that turns out, I guess. Oh yeah, that looks good. Okay. And then I took the Happy Halloween and some tombstones and put those down here in the corner. And then we can't forget our ghost, you know, like our ghost. What would Halloween be without those funny ghosts? There. So really, it's kind of plain on the front, but that's okay because we're putting this big background behind it. But before we do that, we need to add our kitty cats. Now, I've already punched out the bust of a couple, but I want 3 of them. So I just thought I'd punch one more out while you were watching. I'll move this off to the side. And then I just kind of angled it. I didn't want the tail getting in there, and I didn't want the whole cat. I just want part of it, you know, so I just went at an angle. And I might have gotten this one going the other way because I think sometimes they punch them the other way and you get different directions on their head tilt. So that'll be kind of fun because I think I had them all the same on the other example. And so now I've just got to kind of look here and decide, how do I want to place them in here? Oh, that one's the same. Sometimes it's kind of fun to put them off to the side. You could have, you know, even go off like that, but I kind of like it more to the side. Yeah, I think I like it like that. So I'm going to add some glue to these guys. I'm not going to add very much because I don't want it to be a lot of slipping and sliding around. Because they are glossy, it will, because it's glossy, it does show a smear or two more so than some stuff does. Okay, now I'm going to get this one ready. They're kind of slippery. All right, I'm still getting a little bit of that glue on there. I just didn't want that to show much. Okay, it takes a little while for it to grip, but once it does, you can move on. Again, I'm just putting a little bit of glue on there. All right, and then I think I'll just put one over here. Oops. Well, let's give it a whirl over here. I set it down here because I got glue on it now. All right, let's see if I can get that to stay put. Oh, yeah, that's all right. They're curious cats. All right, so we're just gonna kind of push them down just a little bit longer. Give them a little bit. Now we'll look at our paper. Our paper's a little bit, see how that shimmer, I don't know if you can see that glitter in that shimmer paper. So that kind of adds to that color. Isn't that cool? So now we need to go and see which way we like it and if we need to trim it down a little or not. See, that one's kind of really cool right there because if I turn it, I think it will lose it completely. But we get more of that kind of look. No, I think I like it with that showing. I'm going to trim it down a little bit. And I'll just bring my trimmer here. Now I found my rotary trimmer part, so it's a little different. I'm going to take it and unlock it. I don't know if any of you have these at home, but we're going to trim it down just a hair off because we need to allow some to fold it up. And we do that on the bottom too. I'm all thumbs. All right, that's good enough. Because we're going to put some adhesive tape, mounting tape on it. So. Normally I would use dimensionals, but I have dimensional tape tonight that I'm going to use because it just goes a little faster. Okay, so, and I wanted that shadow effect, so I wanted to stand away from it a little bit. But I'm going to add the tape to this part. So I've got some narrower tape here, and I'm just going to cut some off here quick. Leave it upside down. It'll probably stay in place once I start putting the tape on. Give it some weight. You know, that would probably work. There we go. Almost finished. This is the part, you know, that takes the longest probably. Let's see. Probably wouldn't hurt to put some back on top of these kitties a little bit. Make sure they stay put. We don't want them running and hiding, right? I haven't done anything with my black caddy. You know, he kept my punch kept disappearing, just like a cat does, right? And every time I'd find it, it was like, okay, now where to go? Okay, now where to go? And I did that with something else I was going to send somebody. It's disappeared again, and so I have to find it. How does that happen anyway, right? I think we better put one in this corner. Well, we're going to go and call that good. I'm going to take my Picket tool here and see if I can't get all these little edges or these backings of tape off. Lesson, don't lay your hand in what you just pulled off. You can stick to it, I found out. Okay. Let's see, I don't think I've done this one. We're just about done with this tape. But if I had dimensionals, it would take quite a few. And I thought sometimes I just have to rely on my tape. It's just nice. There. All right, now then, so I don't mess up. Gotta make sure I have it in the right place. I wanted that. Okay. Oh, this is kind of scary because it's so sticky and I want it to be right, but I don't want it to overhang. I'm gonna have to try it this way because I don't know that I can do it, but I hope I get my flower portion look in there. But I've got a little edge around everywhere. Yes, it worked. Now for the ribbon. Where did I put my ribbon? I just showed it to you guys. Oh, there it is. I tell you, one of those days when you just think you got it all and then you lose it anyway. There we go. All right, let's see what we can do here. The reason I didn't want solid images on the front was because the cats are the solid images. And, you know, everybody's got their way of doing things. And that's just kind of what I chose. I'm going to cut off a bunch here. And now we're going to see if I can tie a double knot in here to give a little sparkle in black. I got it curled. There we go. See if I can get this to tie. I hope I didn't cut it too short. I like it to bow a little bit, then it'll release a little bit. I try to get it tucked under, but I almost got it too short. I think I can reach it. Oh, come on. Yes, I did. Whew. That was a close one. Voila. I don't know if I was in the range of the camera the whole time or not. I pulled it toward me a lot. So, whoops, I threw a bunch of scraps on the old one. This is the one tonight, and this is the other one. Now, one thing I did change when I did the first one, I actually made the card with the paint on, sprinkled on it. And then this is what happened to my card. So I got smart and I made the panel the painted part, and then my card stayed nice. So you might want to put another piece of paper over this if you don't like that and you don't like your ribbon showing. That's entirely up to you, or you might be able to throw in some other spooky stuff, like make it look like grass or something. But this paint, because it ran all over and got underneath, that's what happened. So that's just something to watch out for. But a couple of different images and the way the sprinkles go, and see how there's spots on here yet. You know, maybe if you'd put water on it, it would still maybe explode a little more. This one, maybe because of the heat gun, it exploded a little better and, you know, got a little more faded hues and stuff like that. So I'm going to check and see if there's any questions. And if not, that's probably all I have for you tonight. And see who else was here. All right, it looks like Kathy cut in on this. Yeah, I'm glad to see that you had time to watch tonight, girls. Yeah, so I like the peekaboo, you know, and the way to use just part of your punch and stuff. So with that, I hope you enjoy your Halloween tomorrow and the upcoming holiday season of everything else. And I'll talk to you later. Night night.